What's going on, folks? Ted from Immersion here, and we have some news today in the form of Dungeons and Dragons. Similar to what we saw last year with the Dragonlance release, we now have information dropping for Keys from the Golden Vault. This book is actually coming out in about 2 weeks from now, maybe a little bit more than that. And we basically had zero PR of any kind. It just kind of, the cover came out kind of with a lackluster marketing push. I'm assuming this is all because of the whole OGL situation. But that being said, they did provide information this morning via a couple of different avenues, so I thought we'd cover what's going on with that. So as I said, similar to the Dragonlance release at the end of last year, the dndstore.wizards.com has a version of Keys from the Golden Vault that if you pick it up and pre-order it there, you not only actually get the physical version, you'll also get a digital version on D&D Beyond, and you'll get access to that digital version in about 5 days from now, so significantly earlier than the street release of the 21st of February. That also being said, they have a similar thing, which I was unaware of the Tyranny of Dragons book. We're going to talk about that in a sec here, but that also has a bundle version, and you can actually download via D&D Beyond the intro or one of the adventures. It looks like it's an anthology, but I think it's only 4 adventures based on the promo material. And one of those whole adventures appears to possibly be available for free right now. So let's go ahead and head over to the online store. I'll show you the couple of different things here. So here you can see Keys from the Golden Vault book bundle. You can see again, early access starts in 4 days. It is $59.95. Now I'm not sure what the MSRP is for this book in the store. I looked at the Tyranny of Dragons book, for example, which is a similar price for a similar thing. And on Amazon, it's coming up at around $35, but Amazon always discounts things. So it might be $49, it might be $39, but they're now doing bundles where you get the physical copy in addition to the digital copy. So take that with for whatever it's worth. But yeah, here you can see Keys from the Golden Vault. Release date of February 21st. Again, you can get early access in 4 days, a little less than 5 days and counting, if you pre-order it via this link. I believe if you pre-order it via D&D Beyond, you'll also get it. And yeah, basically gives us a little bit. It says 13 new standalone adventures spanning levels 1 to 11, each focused on a single heist. Okay, I'll show you the promo material that I was confused about in a second here. Adventures can be set in any D&D or homebrew world. It can be played as standalones or part of an episodic campaign. Introduces the Golden Vault as an in-world organization for which the player characters can work as heist operatives. So I guess this is kind of like an Ocean's 11 situation, and they're like a team that you could work for. Each adventure includes a map to guide dungeon masters and map to help players plan their heist. So I guess you're going to get 2 versions, like one that you're designing and one for the DM. Adventures emphasize player choice, with each heist having multiple paths towards success. That's interesting to have not just a singular way to achieve success. Includes advice and detailed information for DMs running non-traditional adventures with high risks and huge rewards. That is a very interesting statement. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but either way, I wonder if the shipping will be as much of an issue as it seemed to be with Dragonlance. Granted, the larger one that came with the board game was the one that a lot of folks had trouble getting shipped to them with any relative expediency. And again, it's a similar thing for the Tyranny of Dragons book bundle as well. It's basically, again, this book is already out. It's on shelves, potentially at local game stores or possibly even book dealers. You can get it via Amazon as well. And then again, if you want to get the digital version as well, I think it'll probably work out. I'd have to actually check if it'll work out to be cheaper buying a physical copy and a digital copy. But either way, I'm going to tell you, if you have Tyranny of Dragons or Rise of Tiamat and Horde of the Dragon Queen, save your money. This is, from what I can tell, 100% exactly the same, sorry about that, as the 2019 version that was released with a limited edition cover. Give you a little history on Tyranny of Dragons. It was originally released as a 2-part adventure in 2 books back in like 2014, 2015. You had Horde of the Dragon Queen as 1 book, Rise of Tiamat as a 2nd book. They were designed to be played together, basically going from around 1 to 8, and from around 8th to about 15th level if you were to play both in tandem. And basically, in 2019, they combined the two into one book with a limited edition Hydro 74 cover that was only available at local game stores. You could not get this on Amazon. You could not get this at places like Barnes and Noble or things like that. That was sort of an incentive and a bone thrown to local game stores. So if you wanted the combo, you could do that. I covered that. It's here on the channel. You can go ahead and take a look. It really isn't even that much worth your time. They fixed a lot of the typos that were adjusted in the erratas, and they kind of reworked it a little bit to put a lot of the sort of background user information that was contained at the beginning of Rise of Tiamat, and they put it at the front of the book because it talks about NPCs and it talks a lot about the different factions of the Forgotten Realms that could potentially be beneficial for your party to know about going into it. But ultimately, the 2019 version is the exact same version as this 2023 version. It's just with a different cover and generally available again at places like Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and otherwise. I will also say I don't really think it's worth mentioning too much, but I will. Technically, there are different monster stat blocks for a couple of creatures in this book. They're not really any different than what was contained in the 2019 version or even the previous ones. They're just, rather than being sidebars, they're a separate stat block. For example, half dragons. We all know half dragons exist from the monster manual. I did a video on that a long time ago. But rather than taking like a veteran, the NPC stat block from the monster manual, and then having the half dragon as like a little green sidebar that you would apply, hey, this is a half dragon veteran. Take the veteran stat block and add XYZ to it in like a little green side blurb. It's just a separate stat block called like half green dragon assassin or half red dragon veteran or what have you. I think there was also an instance in Rise of Tiamat where you encounter a mosaic tile based chimera, which has some unique abilities to it. And rather than, again, it being a chimera with a little sidebar that tells you what's different about it because it's made out of mosaic tile, there's now just a tile chimera as a separate stat block. Just clarifying some things for some folks, but fundamentally nothing different. All right, so that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at what other stuff happened. So if you were to go to the front page of D&D Beyond, they basically have a couple of different things, right? It says, what is Keys from the Golden Vault? 13 heist-centric adventures. I thought this was what it was. This was just a preview of a couple of the adventures. I thought this was all it was just 4, and I was shocked. But no, it's just calling out 4 of the 13. So we can see the Stygian Gambit for second level adventures, Case of 9 Hells themed casino, and steal the prize for the 3 Dragon Ante tournament that's currently taking place. 3 Dragon Ante is a in-world card game in the Forgotten Realms. Prisoner 13 for 4th level adventures, infiltrate a remote prison in the tundra of Icewind Dale and extract information from an inmate. I believe this is Revel's End Prison that makes an appearance in Rise, Rime of the Frost Maiden, also makes an appearance in the upcoming movie. Vidaren's Vault for 7th level adventures, break into a safe of a renowned thief, bypassing its many security features en route. And Fire and Darkness for 11th level adventures, navigate the grim fortress of an Afridi and retrieve an artifact of unimaginable evil, the Book of Vile Darkness. Nice to see something like the Book of Vile Darkness getting some actual play and building. There are a lot of these cool artifacts that campaigns could be built around, so. It also says, again, you can click this to claim your copy of Prisoner 13. So you can do that. I don't know if you D&D Beyond user, so you still have to have an account on D&D Beyond. It appears it does not have to be an active account with an active subscription. The account just still has to exist. But basically, you can use that to unlock the Prisoner 13 adventure in its entirety. So, there's a 13 adventure heist. You'll get one of those for free, so the other 12 would be out there. And it kind of gives you a little rundown of what you're going to see. Again, some artwork, and then this is the adventure itself right here for 4th level adventurers. Again, we could scroll through and see. It references the Golden Vault. We'll take a look at that. Here's one of those maps, right? Talking about that. The map looks pretty sweet, actually, being honest with you. We have a little bit here about getting to the prison, the different aspects of the prison itself. A couple of different maps. I'm just trying to see. I don't think they're going to give us Yeah, conclusion. All right, here's what you get. You have some bloodstones, and then a minor kind of magical item. All right, so the Golden Vault, decentralized organization of operatives and informatives operating from the shadows to correct moral wrongs. They specialize in handling delicate scenarios that go ignored by authorities. So if you've heard of a dangerous magical artifact being taken from an evildoer, you can assume the Golden Vault was in some way responsible. So they're like Robin Hood, I guess, right? Was said to be based one of the good aligned outer planes. Once a deal's been struck, the Golden Vault assigns each adventuring party an ornate music box that, when combined with golden keys delivered by Golden Vault operatives, relays mission objectives to the group. Okay, so you have kind of like a means for you to receive your different missions, and then again, it's talking about how these are heist-centric D&D adventures. Now, the real question will be, unlike Waterdeep Dragon Heist, is there actually a heist in the adventure? I'm curious to see. For example, stealing a jewel from a museum might be a challenge for a first-level adventuring group, but will challenge a 10th-level adventuring party with access to powerful magic. Running a heist in D&D also takes a lot of planning, first from DMs. Keys from the Golden Vault takes the prep off the DM's plate so they can focus on making the heist come to life as the party implements their plan. Talks about how they can be standalones or they can kind of be run together. The key aspects for running a heist adventure: the crew is briefed on the mission, they plan the heist using gathered intel, the plan is put into action, the heist is concluded whether successful or unsuccessful. And then again, there's the link to pre-order it. So there you go. I did also get an email from the PR folks at Wizards. I just want to make sure, or at least their PR firm anyway. I don't think there was anything unique in there that we didn't already see. Let's see. Secret organization called the Golden Vault sends mission briefings to its operatives, the adventurers, in the form of magical golden keys that can be inserted into a mundane music box, or what looks to be. Instead of a pretty tune, though, the music box then provides a recording with all the information needed for adventurers to hunt a particular item of interest. So again, like, this is your mission. Should you choose to accept it, turn the key, plays the thing. That's from Amanda Hammond, who's the senior game designer and the co-lead designer for Keys from the Golden Vault. It's up to the adventurers to do the recon necessary to circumvent any defenses and pull off a legendary heist. Teamwork is paramount, because as so often happens in these capers, something will go wrong and creative thinking could save the day. It's rumored to be associated with metallic dragons, and based on one of the good aligned outer planes, its operatives help the downtrodden and innocent when the law can't. The organization's motto is "Do good no matter the cost." D&D players can live out their fantasies of running a caper, like one they might have seen on the silver screen in movies such as Mission Impossible, Ocean's 11, or The Great Muppet Caper. Nice to see The Great Muppet Caper getting a little bit of recognition here. 13 adventures and Keys from the Golden Vault range from 1 to 11. Can be played as one-offs or run as a campaign of heists. I guess the whole concept of the Golden Vault group could kind of facilitate a campaign of just heists. We talked about how each has 2 maps. Yeah, okay. So that's pretty much it. I do wonder if these Golden Vault people will appear in the upcoming D&D movie. I also thought that this was going to be a direct tie-in. I mean, you have a movie called Honor Among Thieves coming out, and you have a Vault heist-centric adventure. It seems kind of odd that there's no direct correlation there. That also seems like a no-brainer marketing move, but what do I know? Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. If people are interested, I can cover Keys from the Golden Vault when it comes out on the 21st. I don't know what people's thoughts are on that, but let me know in the comments down below. In the meantime, I will continue to focus on, amongst other things, these stacks of other RPGs and things that are sitting over here, while continuing to cover the news and whatever else is going on in the world of Dungeons & Dragons and TTRPGs. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.